morning Comic Con fans en welkom weer bij een nieuwe vlog hier op de jaarbeurs in Utrecht voor Comic Con 2026 zomereditie. Jawel, we zijn er weer bij en vandaag ben ik weer eens in mijn organization cosplay. Dus dat betekent een Kingdom Hearts short, maar een nieuwe. En daarom dat ik hem nog op heb, want ik ben vandaag... als Master Xehanort van Kingdom Hearts. En zoals je ziet, het is weg. Ik heb letterlijk al mijn haar eraf gehaald voor deze cosplay. Jawel. De hoop hebben er gezegd, gebruik zo'n baldcap. Ik zeg, nee, fuck it, we gaan kaal. Dus sowieso fucking ziek. Ik heb van die puntenoren, net als Xehanort. Ik heb dat sikkie. Ik vind hem geweldig, jongens. Maar goed, we zijn er nu. Het is tijd voor Comic Con weer. En weer ontiegelijk veel tijd om te genieten. Er is vandaag ook weer een voice actor waar ik een dingetje voor laat signeren. Er zijn weer catwalks. Er zijn genoeg cosplayers om mee op foto te gaan. Dus jongens, ik heb er ontiegelijk veel zin in. Dus laten we gaan. Oké, jongens, nou we zijn binnen. Jawel, jawel. En we hebben de eerste paar foto's al gehad. De eerste met een cosplayer van Lucifer. En ik heb zelf nog professionele foto's laten maken die je hier gratis kon laten maken. En daar heb ik ook een paar printjes van, maar die zitten in mijn tas. Dus ja, die kon ik niet laten natuurlijk met dit. Dit moet herinnerd worden, want dit gaat waarschijnlijk maar één keer gebeuren dat ik kaal ga. Dus super vet, super vet. Goed, nu gaan we maar eens rond. En ik weet dat er een paar vrienden van mij hier zijn die ook een stand hebben. Dus daar ga ik sowieso naartoe. En dan gaan we denk ik klaarstaan voor... waarschijnlijk de handtekening van Troy Baker, die de Joker heeft gespeeld in een van mijn favoriete games, namelijk Batman Arkham Origins. Dus ik heb vorig jaar met de wintereditie Nolan North gehad, die Penguin heeft gespeeld voor mijn Arkham City. En dadelijk Arkham Origins al gesigneerd. Super vet, super vet. Goed, tijd om maar eens rond te gaan. Oké, jongens, nou we zijn even een tijdje verder. Ik heb al eerst een paar spullen gekocht. En nee, het zijn nog geen keyblades. Jammer, helaas. Maar wel hele gave dingen. Ik heb al hele gave foto's zoals je zag. En nu sta ik hier klaar dadelijk voor de handtekening die ik van Troy Baker ga halen. Voordat hij Joker in Arkham Origins is. Maar ja, helaas mag ik daar niks van filmen. Heel jammer. Maar goed. Dus dat ga ik even doen. En dan zie ik jullie zo meteen weer. kon ik hem niet zien en filmen, maar dat heb ik gelukkig kunnen redden, dus daar ben ik heel blij mee. En nu gaan we mooi rond, gaan we geld uitgeven waarschijnlijk en hopen voor heel veel foto's, dus let's go!
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat.
Whose voice would you want to hear for the default player option? Who do you want to have by your side when you travel through a post-apocalyptic, fungi-ridden US? I think you all know the answers, my fellow nerds, geeks, and other lovely people here on Heroes Dutch Comic Con. So put your hands together for the legendary Troy Baker!
Is ready. I don't even know for what. Yeah!
High expectations.
Oh man, I hope I live up to the hype.
I'm sure you will. Now, I have a knack in recognizing voices, which I developed over decades of being a geek. And the first time I really recognized your talent is when you fooled me into believing you were Mark Hamill. That was pretty impressive. Or at least Mark Hamill performing as the Joker in Batman Arkham Origins. Anyone play that game? Woo! Of course they did. Were you instructed to copy Hamill's voice?
No. So this is how that went down. There were a bunch of us that were auditioning. Liam O'Brien was there as well. And I go in and they gave us the materials right before we went in. You get a few minutes to look at it. And so I'm looking at it and I go, okay. So do you want like a young Mark Hamill? They're like, whoa, why would you think that? I was like, because this is from Batman the Animated Series. This is from Batman Begin or Dark Knight. And then this is the Tunnel of Love monologue from The Killing Joke. And they're like, well, maybe you give us what you think a young Mark Hamill would sound like. I was like, okay, never done that before in my life. And they've got a camera on me too. So I was like, regardless of how this goes, there's going to be documented proof of how bad it is. And they said, you want to start, there was like easier dialogue. And then the last one was the Killing Joke monologue. I was like, let's go to that. That's what I want to do. And so I did, because I've always wanted to hear that out loud. So I did that. And funny story, I once got fired because I couldn't laugh. And so I'm immediately panicking and just a flop sweat because obviously I'm gonna have to laugh.
You can't laugh if you by command. You can't just...
It's kind of part of the gig. Like you're gonna have to laugh. And everyone's gonna be here like, great, let's hear your laugh. And I was like, you don't need to hear that. And so I did it, and I mean, I gave it my absolute all. And they thought I was good enough to be their Joker, so that's where we are.
But did you recognize the Killing Joke dialogue? Or monologue? Did you recognize it, or did they tell you?
No. They didn't tell me anything. I was like, I know what this is.
Really?
Because I'm familiar with the source material.
Wow, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I love the comic. So it was easy. It was like, if you've ever, who here has read The Killing Joke? Yeah. Then there you know, if you see memories can be vile, you're like, I know what that is. Memories can be vile. Like little brutes, I suppose. Anyway.
So, last edition of this great Comic-Con, I had the honor of speaking to the only actor whose career is comparable to yours. You probably know who that is, right? Can you do it? Okay, let me just, none other than Nolan North.
Who?
Nolan North. Oh, anybody know Nolan North?
He's the old guy.
Yeah, the old...
Joking. I love Nolan. Listen, here's what I will say about Nolan North. Jimmy Vaughn, brother of legendary guitarist Stevie Ray Vaughan, once said, I play 80% of what I know. Stevie played 10. I play 80% of what I know. Nolan plays 10. Nolan North has, most people don't know how much range Nolan has because his natural speaking voice is just so good. But once he starts doing, like, when he played David in The Last of Us, lights out. When he did Penguin in Arkham, lights out. And he also was, I don't even know if you guys have this here, Blaze and the Monster Machines, Let's Blaze! Like, he played like a kid's cartoon. He's got insane range. So yeah, he's one of the most talented people in the business. Absolutely.
I mean, the fact that you mentioned Penguin, that's actually a good segue because in Arkham Asylum, I think, or in Arkham City, there is a point where he is speaking to himself.
That's like every game that Nolan's ever done. Like there was the whole thing in Mafia 2, he talks to himself. Nolan, which he does just walking around, period.
Right. But
Nolan will just talk to himself in different voices.
have you ever done that in any game? That you had to talk to yourself, that you were your own, I don't know.
I think fortunately by the time I was really kind of cranking is after Mafia 2 and people were very careful to make sure that like player characters weren't talking to. I'm sure like somehow in Saints Row I talked to myself at one point. No, I was gonna say, Tess talks to, I did an NPC in The Last of Us, Part 1, where Tess is going through the quarantine zone to get to Joel, and she comes upon like a guy who's like, "Hey Tess, can you give me something for him? I just want a little bit of a taste of something." And that was me, and they kept it in there. Thought they were gonna replace me. So I don't talk to myself, but I am two characters in The Last of Us Part 1.
Okay. Well, I dubbed it pulling a Nolan, and nobody has gave me permission to, call it that. But I think that's a
Pulling a Nolan?
Pulling a Nolan is talking.
That's what it's called
I
in
think
the
he
industry.
even talked to two characters who were also voiced by himself. At one point, he was talking to. It was a three-way conversation, and he did all of those voices.
I just went to a table read for The Simpsons, and Dan Castellaneta, I watched him do 3 pages of a monologue talking to himself. Live. It was insane. So if Dan can do that, Nolan can do that too.
Dus zo jongens, nou dat was het interview van Troy Baker. Was echt een super gaaf interview. Erg leuk, erg vermakelijk ook. Hij is ook heel eerlijk en dat vond ik heel leuk om te zien en ermee te maken en alles. Dus super vet. Goed, het volgende wat jullie gaan zien zijn waarschijnlijk weer een hoop foto's en zo. En daarna is het tweede catwalk. Ik ga nu eerst even mijn geprinte foto halen van die professionele foto's van vanmorgen. En ja, dan zien we wel verder. Dus jullie zien dadelijk de catwalk.
Cheer for them. Yeah, they look amazing. Are you ready for more cosplay? Woo! All right, everyone. Enjoy the catwalk. Woo!
Zo jongens, nou dat was de laatste Cosplay Catwalk van vandaag. Dag 1 zit erop. Ik heb ontiegelijk veel is een groot woord. Ik heb weinig, maar wel een mooi spul. En daar ben ik super blij mee. Ik heb keiveel foto's, helemaal blij mee. En het voordeel is, we hebben nog 1 dag te gaan. Dus ik zie jullie morgen bij waarschijnlijk het eerste interview van de acteur die Moff Gideon speelt in de Mandalorian serie. Dus waarschijnlijk zie ik jullie morgen daar.
The next day.
Goedemorgen allemaal. We zitten bij dag 2 van Comic-Con weer. Het is een beetje strukkelig begonnen. Want ik was er al voor 9 uur. Toen werd er gezegd van ik moet naar een andere hal vanwege welk ticket ik had. Dat gedaan, stond ik weer verkeerd, kon ik weer helemaal terug. Maar het is gelukt, ik ben binnen, ik heb mijn eerste foto's. Ik kan alleen niet mijn vink knippen, dus doen we even zo. En hoe dan ook, vandaag hebben we een paar planningen. Catwalks, sowieso de eerste filmen. Tweede sta ik zelf lekker op, dus daar kijk ik alweer heel hard naar uit. En het interview van de acteur van Moff Gideon. En verder zien we wel hoe het gaat lopen. Ik zie ook wel hoe het met filmen gaat. Als het net als gisteren loopt, waarschijnlijk wel, wordt er weinig gefilmd. Omdat ik natuurlijk dit schoon ding natuurlijk de hele dag mee mag slijpen. Maar goed, laten we rondgaan. En we zien wel hoe het gaat lopen.
When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna stand above, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a blood, gonna drown them out.
Hello, heroes of Dutch Comic Con! How are we doing? Alright, one more time. How are we doing? Alright, keep that vibe, keep that energy. Another 350 cosplayers are lined backstage and they're ready to show their creations. Please give a warm applause for each and every one of them. Let's roll those audios. Let's go!
Woo! gebruikt wordt, maar wel veel foto's. Dus laat de fotoclips maar rollen.
This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be, this is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching up to the beat I drum. To the beat I step, to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. Whenever the words wanna cut me down, I send a thought to drown This is me.
Heroes Dutch Comic Con, zijn we nog een beetje wakker vanmiddag? Ik vind het een beetje mat, dat kan beter. Zijn we nog een beetje wakker? Oké dan. We gaan nu door met een hele belangrijke gast. Dit is echt heel tof. I'm gonna switch to English and intro him real quick. Because he's been in a lot of films, a lot of classic movies from the 80s, a lot of Spike Lee joints. You probably saw him in The Usual Suspects. He was in a crazy nice film called Fresh, check that out. And then later on, you may know him from The Boys. You may know him from Star Wars, Moff Gideon. And you will know him as Gus Fring from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. So give him a warm welcome. Give him a crazy Heroes Dutch Comic Con welcome. This is the grand, incredible, the iconic Mr. Giancarlo Esposito. What's up, you twins? What's up? Oh man. Yes, sir. You want to sit right there? Big brain. Yeah. Ooh, big energy. Hey, listen, real quick from the bottom of my heart, this man is very important to me. I'm a student of your body of work since the 80s, and he's been in so many classic films, but you mean a lot to us as artists, especially in the hip-hop community, and you stole my cinematic heart as bugging out and do the right thing. Please give him a warm welcome again, Giancarlo Esposito. Let's get it. Thank you. How come you get no brothers on the wall? we gotta talk about that. You know that's right. Wow, I love being back here in the Netherlands, I tell you. Utrecht, you got it going on. Great. So I want to get as many questions in from you, the fans, but I just want to, real quick, a couple of questions. You were born in Copenhagen? Copenhagen, correct? Denmark, yes. And so you lived in Europe, when you were real little? Yes, indeed. And then you moved to Manhattan, is that correct? That's right, 5 years old. 5 years old. And is this true? You ever considered to be a priest? I considered it, but you didn't do it. I didn't do it. I became an altar boy instead. But you are preaching in your work, though. I'm always preaching in my work. You know, I go around the world and I love to visit different cultures, different religions, go into the mosques, go into churches, from Greek Orthodox to Catholic. I just came from Morocco, where I spent some time in the Great Mosque there, Abu Dhabi, Riyadh. So I gained, a lot of insight and inspiration from different devotional spiritual places. They mean a lot to me. The reason I say that, and I love the answer, is your work is so layered. It's rich in spirit, very intellectual. You also executive produced a series like Parish, and then you did, I don't know if anybody remembers Blue in the Face, a 90s film, classic film. You had a scene with Michael J. Fox. Yes. Your body work is so rich before you did the Breaking Bad stuff, so that must come from some kind of dedication. You're such a craftsman. Can you elaborate on that real quick before we move into the Q&A? Well, I believe that, we're put on this earth to do a certain thing. And sometimes it takes some of us a little longer to connect with what that is. For me, I feel very blessed to love what I do. And because I love what I do, I'm a journeyman. I'm always learning from that process. And I'm also giving myself over to that process. So for me, I learned at an early age that if I dedicated myself to something, I know that it would fill me up. And my love has deepened over time, which is why I'm still doing it. Would you say it's your calling to do this? I would say it is one of my callings. Got you. What you do today determines your tomorrow. If you're willing to put in the time and the bandwidth, the space, the energy, the sacrifice, the dedication, then you will then reap
stardom, but it will come in essence, in you being filled up and you being connected to something that you love to do for the right reason. It will fill you.
Make some noise for Giancarlo! So, are you ready for your question? Last one for you, for me. What's your best memory, your fondest memory of shooting Do the Right Thing?
I have to say that we took over a block in Brooklyn and we made it our home, and it felt like Hollywood in Brooklyn. Spike Lee has been a dear friend for many years, but at that time he was our fearless leader. We all followed his lead and he allowed us to create. In life, if you are inspired, then you inspire yourself and inspire others, which creates a situation and feeling where you're uplifted. And we were uplifted by the script, by the material, by what was happening in Manhattan at the time. People ask me, did you know that this movie was going to blow up and be what it was? And we had a feeling, we were also in the trenches and dedicated, that it was going to be something that people would at least appreciate. Spike said to me, Giancarlo, they say it's going to be rioting in the street. They say it's going to be rioting in the street. And I said, no, Spike, there'll be rioting, but it'll be joyful rioting. That finally a movie that comes out that depicts the organic truth of what's going on right now in our history in New York. So as we continued to shoot, we felt like we were building something that people would really pay attention to. Not only culturally, but politically and also spiritually.
Yeah, Radio Raheem forever, man.
Oh, we love you, Radio Raheem. Bill Nunn became one of my best friends. I miss him terribly, but he's still with us and he's looking down and I know he's walking right with me now.
Definitely, love that. So let's go into the Q&A. First question.
Hi, my question is actually about the Maze Runner. You played one of my favorite characters in the whole franchise, Yorga. But my question about it is, what would you change if you could change one scene of him?
You know, I would just add some more scenes for Jorge. You know, I mean, I had the opportunity to be looked at in the beginning as possibly a bad guy. And then I helped these kids out. Very special role for me as Jorge. Very wonderful set of books if you haven't read them. The young man who was just at the mic, I hope that you may read the James Dashner books that are Maze Runner. It's about survival. World. It's a wonderful piece of literature. I wouldn't go back and change anything because that means I would have a regret, right? I get asked this question a lot. You know, that was guided by a group of characters and a director that I trusted. Wes Ball's a wonderful director, and I felt like what I did there was picture perfect. So I very rarely move backwards to try to make a correction and have my mind spin at something I cannot change, right? The past is behind you. You spend time in the past, it prevents you from moving to the future, right? It prevents you from being present. Be here now, right? That takes presence. That takes focusing on today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today. If you do what you dream of that you want to do for tomorrow, and you spend time today in meditation, in prayer, in awakening, in welcoming it, it will come to you. You have no choice but to walk through the door because you already have seen it. It's my life. And I'm telling you, I want to share this with you. It's not rocket science. Dream it, think it, be it, live it. Welcome it to yourself and you will have it.
Yeah! Mr. Giancarlo Esposito in the building!
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is...
You can play at this game. Go ahead.
You had, of course, many voices for gaming.
Yes.
I was wondering, which was your favorite to do?
That's it?
Yeah?
I can't choose. I have no idea. What's your favorite breath that you've ever taken? You know what I mean?
Idea.
Like, look, I've had a stupid career. It's dumb. Anybody that gets one opportunity like I've been given, that's all you ever asked for. So it is not lost on me that I've had a remarkable career, and I'm incredibly grateful. There's no way that I could choose which one of those somehow stands higher than the rest.
because each one of them has taught me something about myself as a person, as an actor, as a father, and so I can't subtract anything from that thing, even the ones that you may not even know about. So some of the ones that have not gotten me any recognition or money has been some of my favorite things that I've ever done. So I think it's more about what is my favorite thing about that role, rather than it is, why is this my favorite role? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Zo jongens, nou, we zijn weer even een flinke tijd verder. We hebben het interview gehad van Moff Gideon. Heel veel foto's. Ik heb nog een vraag kunnen stellen aan Troy Baker tijdens zijn interview van vandaag. Ik wilde toch weten van wat zijn favoriete karakter was om te voicen tijdens zijn gaming carrière. Nou, hij had geen antwoord zoals je hoorde. Super vet, hij is ook super eerlijk, heerlijk. En daarnaast zoals je zag, mijn catwalk van toen straks hier op de mainstage. Super vet. En nou ben ik ongelooflijk moe. Ik ga mijn tas vastpakken. Oh. Mijn oren vallen de bekant af, mijn sik die valt de bekant af. En ik kan niet meer op mijn benen staan. Dus ik ga zeggen dat ik het hierbij ga later weer voor Comic-Con zomereditie 2026. Dus vonden jullie deze vlog alvast leuk? Vergeet zeker niet te liken, te commenten en te abonneren.
Got it memorized?
November hebben we weer natuurlijk de wintereditie. Ik ken mijn eigen, ik wou eigenlijk vloggen, maar je hebt gezien hoe het deze ronde liep met het filmen en alles. Het liep niet eigenlijk, omdat ik natuurlijk dit ding meesjouw en nog alle merch die ik koop. Dus november ga ik wel catwalks en interviews hebben, maar ik ga geen vlog hebben in november. Dus catwalks en interviews dan. Maar goed, er komt natuurlijk nog meer aan in de aankomende tijd. Rond september volgens mij zitten wij weer in Frankrijk. Maar weet ik even niet zeker. Volgens mij wel. Dus kijk daar alvast naar uit. En anders zie ik jullie in november hier bij de Comic-Con weer met de losse video's. En ik hoop wel dat jullie genoten hebben. Hoe dan ook, ik ga zeggen tot de volgende keer weer. Zie je real soon.